Good day and welcome to Mayo King's TV News. I am Timiela Emanuela. Now to begin the news, here are some of our top stories. Oborevwori swears in two commissioners and charges appointees on integrity. On business, federal government settles 333 billion naira Genco's debt. On sports, La Liga president announces FIFA president must resign. Now the news in full. Delta State Governor Sheriff Oborevwori, on Tuesday saw in two new commissioners, a member of the Delta State Oil Producing Areas Development Commission Governing Board, and three members of the Delta State Judicial Service Commission, urging them to justify the confidence reposed in them through dedicated service. The governor said the appointments were based on competence, fairness, and integrity, adding that its administration will continue to appoint qualified individuals capable of driving its development agenda. Oborevwori spoke during the swearing-in ceremony held at the Unity All Government House, Asaba. The newly inaugurated commissioners are Mr. Brave Enode and Mr. Ogodo Moses, while Mr. Cosmos Igbenije was sworn in as a member of the disobedient governing body. However, addressing the appointees, the governor charged the two commissioners to see their appointments as a call to serve the people and contribute meaningfully to the growth of the state. He urged them to work closely with other members of the State Executive Council in implementing the administration's more agenda. The Economic and Financial Crimes Commission (EFCC) has secured the conviction of 12 individuals for naira mutilation and abuse before Justice Ailadzira Nanjiwa of the Federal High Court sitting in Warri, Delta State. The EFCC, in a statement via its X handle on Tuesday, July 21, 2026, said the convicts were prosecuted by the Benin Zonal Directorate of the Commission for tampering with the naira during a social event. According to the anti-graft agency, the convicts sprayed naira notes while dancing at a birthday party, an act it said contravened Section 21(3) of the Central Bank of Nigeria Act 2007. The FCC said the defendants pleaded guilty when the charges were read to them, prompting prosecution counsel Francis Gibro to urge the court to convict and sentence them accordingly. Meanwhile, counsel to the defendants, however, pleaded with the court to temper justice with mercy, arguing that the convicts had shown remorse for their actions. Justice Ganjiwar subsequently sentenced 11 of the convicts to 6 months imprisonment or a fine of 150,000 each, while one was sentenced to 6 months imprisonment or a fine of 200,000 naira. Britain's new Prime Minister Andy Bonham is expected to speak with President Bola Ahmed Tinubu in the coming weeks on Nigeria's economic reforms. This was revealed by the outgoing British High Commissioner to Nigeria, Richard Montgomery. Also yesterday, President Tinubu expressed his willingness to work closely with Bonham, who assumed office on Monday. The envoy, who visited the Nigerian Revenue Service Chairman, Zak Adedeji, at the Revenue House in Abuja, said the planned conversation between Bonham and Tinubu would focus on monetary, fiscal and tax policies by the Tinubu administration in the past 3 years. However, Dare Adekambi, special advisor to Adedeji, said in a statement that Montgomery noted that the reforms were laying a solid foundation for Nigeria's long-term economic growth. Now on the business news. The federal government on Tuesday said it had fulfilled all commitments under the first tranche of its power sector debt financing program, disclosing that it deployed about 501 billion naira to settle part of the long-standing legacy debts owed to electricity generation companies and pay the first bond coupon on schedule. It disclosed that 333 billion naira had so far been paid to 8 participating gencos covering 17 power plants under the first phase of the power sector debt settlement program. The special advisor to President Bola Tinubu on Energy, Oluwevejin, disclosed this on Tuesday at the Nibet Finance Company plc Series 2 bond issue investors forum held in Abuja. The government said the successful execution of Series 1 of the Power Sector Multi-Instrument Insurance Program had restored investor confidence in Nigeria's electricity market and laid the foundation for the launch of a 729 billion naira Series 2 bond to deepen liquidity across the Power Valley Shale. Finally, on the world of sports, La Liga president Javi Tebas has publicly accused FIFA of destroying the football industry and called for FIFA president Gianni Infantino to step down. Tebas launched this blistering attack following the conclusion of the 2026 World Cup, expressing strong frustration over FIFA's direction, particularly regarding reports that the 2030 World Cup would be expanded to 64 teams. He emphasized that national competitions and leagues are what support the sport and generate thousands of jobs. He warned that the FIFA's irresponsible decisions threaten to destabilize the broader football ecosystem. Now to end the news, recap on our headlines. Oborevwori swears in two commissioners and charges appointees on integrity. On business, federal government settles 333 billion naira Genco's debts. On sports, La Liga president announces FIFA president must resign. That ends the news from Mayor Kings TV as read and edited by Tiniela Emanuela. Thanks for watching.